Hey, Bennett.
What?
You want to play soccer?
No.
Come on, I want to play soccer.
No, I want to play cars.
I want to play soccer. You want to play cars? And I want to play soccer? Well, what are we going to do? Oh, I know. Rocket League!
Yay!
Hey everybody, today we're talking Rocket League.
Rockin' hot.
So Rocket League's a game I've heard about for a while and been interested in. I finally picked it up.
They picked it up like a year ago.
No, it's sometime around Thanksgiving, I think. When it became available for the Switch, and I think it might have been on sale, so I finally got it. And I played it quite a bit, especially around Christmas time and New Year's when they had an event going on, but I still play it fairly regularly. It's a pretty addictive game where once you start, you'll want to keep playing and getting your rank up and trying to earn things. If you've never heard of Rocket League, don't know what it is.
It's a game where you play soccer with cars.
Basically like monster trucks and kinds of cars like that, and you're hitting a giant ball around a giant field and trying to score goals. That's the main game. There's different variations.
There's hockey and basketball and fighting.
Yeah, there's a few different kind of modes. The main mode is basically soccer, 3-on-3 soccer. You could also do 4-on-4, 2-on-2, 1-on-1. The default's the 3-on-3. Yeah, there's a basketball version. That one's kind of harder because you are having to aim the ball in the air in the net, but the nets are giant also. There's hockey, which is pretty similar to the soccer, except you're dealing with a puck, a giant puck. And there's a little bit of, I think, kind of ice physics with it, but nothing too drastic. Then there's also a few different kinds of like combat types, where you're destroying the floor on your other player's team and trying to make their ball fall through the floor once you've destroyed it. There's a type where you're using different kind of gadgets like magnets and things. That one's kind of confusing for me though. And then there's test ones where you're trying brand new things that they're just testing to see if they're cool. And sometimes that includes like special arenas and stuff. There's a variety of arenas, but they mainly play the same. They just look different, I'd say. Some of them seem, I don't know if they're bigger or not, but some of them seem like a little bigger. At first it seemed like Bennett wasn't too into it, but now I think he likes Rocket League a lot.
I'm good at it now.
Are you gonna keep talking like a weird little kid, or are you gonna talk normal?
I'll talk normal. Starting now. Hello guys, my name is Bennett. I'm restarting now my whole life.
So, what is it that you like about Rocket League?
I like how it's really hard, and then this is super hard, and how when you finally make a goal, you feel so good, but then when you look, your team still loses.
It is hard. You can
hard.
play and not do well for a while until you really get used to it. It's really got a good, strong physics engine, and you really have to learn how to move around in this world. That's the biggest thing, and once you kind of start mastering it, you feel really good each time you pull stuff off successfully. The stuff you're trying to do, when you can accomplish it, you feel really good. But there's a learning curve with it. There's tutorials and stuff you can do to help you, and then just practicing by playing more.
Yeah, and also, like, it's one thing I feel like it's just really hard to even touch the ball, so they should give you points just for touching the ball.
Yeah, I mean, at first you might go a game where you're barely touching it just because you're not used to how you're controlling things.
Yeah, but now when I play, I make like 4 goals in one game.
And eventually you'll get to a point where you can jump, make your car fly in the air and hit the ball mid-air by doing boosts. And
I did that before I made a goal.
Stuff like that feels really good.
And also, like at the beginning of the match, like every round after you make the goal, like you start and like two people are in angles, one person's at the goal, and then you like all the people go, and then the ball's in the middle. Then you hit the ball sometimes. Like I did this a few times, and my dad did a few times where we like the first ones to hit, we hit it really hard. Now we make a goal at the beginning.
Oh yeah, sometimes you could get a goal straight from kickoff, which is nice. There's no defined rules, so people could play whatever positions they want. You kind of have to figure out who's gonna be goalie or not have a goalie and see how that works for you. You don't pick your positions each time that it starts over after a goal. You're kind of randomly placed.
Yeah, I like being in a corner because I get the ball faster. And if I'm at the goal, I'm sort of screwed because there's no way I'm going to be able to hit it first. The only chance I'm going to be able to hit it first is all the other people on my team or on the other team are just still. It's also kind of annoying because a lot of times, I looked in a few times on the game, it showed, it's just like people like standing there not doing anything. Like once I was on the blue team, and then I like looked and the other team wasn't doing anything, so we're just making shots over and over again. It wasn't fun at all.
Yeah, so that's something we didn't really define yet. It is an online game, so you're always playing with other people. Normally that's not something that I'm super into, just because it seems like a pain to always have to connect online and play with other people. Usually I'm more about one-player experiences or local co-op or something like that, but in this case I don't mind because connecting is really easy, and getting in a game is really easy. It does feel really competitive when you're playing it. It's the type of game where when you make a mistake or something doesn't quite work, you're kind of yelling at it and getting frustrated.
Like a few times I was super close to making the goal a lot of times, and then I'm really mad when it goes just like right past it.
One thing with it being online only, when there's server connection issues, it makes the game unbearable. Your car will start jittering and the ball will just change direction, and that's when it's really not fun. One thing I've noticed with the Switch in general that I don't really like, they could improve on a lot, is the Wi-Fi signal doesn't seem that strong. Basically I have to be in the room where my router is, or have a direct view of my router from the other room for it to really have a good connection. I can't really go in too far away or go upstairs in my bedroom or something and play it online. So I think that's kind of weak. That seems to be something I've noticed with the Switch, just as a piece of hardware.
The speech recording.
It almost makes me wish they had a cell option for the Switch. I wonder if people would actually sign up for like a small cell service just so they could play Switch online anywhere, like you might do with an iPad. That'd be pretty. It might be worth doing if it was like a cheap program, but that's not the case. So I guess we don't really need to think about it too much. But I wonder if that's something they might try in the future with their next system.
Why are we just talking about being on a Switch? Because Rocket League isn't just on the Switch, it's also on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4.
And it's on the computer.
Well, it's on the computer too.
Well, we're talking about being on the Switch because we have it on the Switch and that's what we've played it on. As far as Switch version, from what I could tell, the main differences are it comes with a Mario/Luigi car that makes kind of sound effects and different things related to them. It also comes with a Metroid car that's pretty cool. And it's portable.
A Batman car.
It did not come with the Batman car, Back to the Future car. Those were DLCs that we purchased.
Wait, we didn't have to buy the Samus car?
No, that came with the Nintendo version.
What? Switch! How incredible!
And I don't know if there's a physical version for Switch. I know I've seen physical for like Xbox One, but we just downloaded it. It's one of our download games. It's one of the games where I actually liked it enough to get some DLC. What else to say about this? It is portable because it's the Switch, but like I said, portable as long as you have Wi-Fi connection. Otherwise, the functionality is very limited. I guess the graphics are slightly toned down for the Switch version, but I still think they look pretty fantastic. There's nothing I've noticed with it. It looks good docked or on handheld. What else would you like to say about it?
Oh yeah, there's something that mentions that if you either way, after the game is done, it shows the points in order of like how people did, like least to greatest.
Oh yeah, at the end it'll show the winning team. Well, actually it'll show both teams and rank the top players for the game. Sometimes it's interesting how they determine that. Sometimes I'm not sure why someone's ranked above, but usually it makes sense.
Once I was really mad in the game because I was at the lowest even though I made like 2 goals. Another person made 2 goals, and the person who was the highest didn't make any goals. But they had more points, but they didn't make any goals.
That's strange. Well, I know it takes into account stuff like assists to goals, saves, shots on goals.
Yeah, I've been times where the ball was like already in like the goal a tiny bit. Sometimes where the whole ball it would be in the goal for like just 1 second or 2 seconds, and then people like push it out like this in time.
Well, I'd say if you're competitive at all, it's the type of game that you'll get really into and you'll want to master, and you'll keep playing a lot, and time goes by really quickly. The matches are
5 minutes.
5 minutes play time, so there's brief pauses after goals, but that's it. There's no penalties or anything.
Oh, and also if if it's a tie, you have overtime.
Yeah, you can have overtime, and it doesn't take long to be put in a match, and then once it's over, it doesn't take too long to get to the next one. So you'll think, well, just do one more since it's only 5 minutes, and you'll keep thinking that, and then you'll realize you've been playing for like a couple hours. So I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know if it's now or if it's something that's coming, but I know it's gonna have cross-platform play, so you can play with people on other systems. So you could be playing with people playing on PC or Xbox One.
I thought you are actually doing it.
Well, it might be that way. I'm not 100% sure if that's coming or if that's already here, but something like that really opens it up so there's a huge base of players, so someone's always playing and you could join in. But I've never had it take too long to get into any kind of match, so.
And sometimes it takes a long time for me. And it's mostly quite a bit of times. It's times where I'm playing, but then the next game there's no one's playing, so I have to wait. Yeah,
there is times where people bail out before the next game starts, and then you're waiting around a little while for it to find more people. And sometimes it's faster just to leave the match and go find a new one. Sometimes it throws you in to the middle of a game when you first start, and that could be kind of a little annoying sometimes. Like if you're thrown in and there's a minute left and your team's losing or something, but not the biggest deal. But yeah, I'd recommend it. How about you? Strongly recommend it? 2 thumbs up?
Oh, I have one more thumbs up. It's from...
That's gross.
My tongue's a thumb.
2 thumbs up your nose. Alright, well that's enough. Say bye-bye. Bye.
Go! Mike Tyson in the building!